The chandeliers glowed like stars above the marble hall. Laughter, perfume, and money filled the air. It was the kind of wedding people posted about. Extravagant, loud, soulless. I stood quietly near the corner, a simple black suit among tailored tuxedos, watching the woman I once loved glide across the floor in a diamond-laced gown. She looked perfect. My ex-wife, Vanessa. Her laughter cut through the music when her eyes found me. "Oh, look who's here," she said to her friends, her voice dripping with mockery. "My ex. The mechanic. Still fixing old cars, Liam." The group chuckled. I smiled faintly. She didn't know why I was there. Not yet. I wasn't always the man standing quietly in the shadows. Years ago, I was madly in love with Vanessa. She was ambitious, glamorous, and I was the dreamer who believed love could outshine money. I worked long hours in my father's small garage, saving every penny to build a life for us. But Vanessa wanted more than grease-stained hands and small-town dreams. She wanted chandeliers and champagne, not coffee-stained overalls and second-hand cars. When her wealthy client, Richard Hartman, began showing interest, she didn't hesitate. She left me without a tear. No goodbye note, just an empty apartment and a text. "I can't do this life anymore." Vanessa always believed money could rewrite character. She became everything she used to mock: shallow, performative, obsessed with being admired. Richard was her ticket to the life she craved, a millionaire investor with a penthouse view and a hollow heart. Together, they looked like a magazine cover, beauty and wealth wrapped in hypocrisy. When I got the wedding invitation, I thought it was a cruel joke. But it wasn't. Vanessa had actually invited me. Maybe she wanted to prove how far she'd risen and how far I'd fallen. She had no idea how the tables were about to turn. As she flaunted her diamond ring, she leaned closer. "I hope you don't feel out of place, Liam. Some people just aren't built for this level." Her friends laughed, clinking glasses. I stayed silent. But then Richard approached, confident, sharp-suited, shaking hands with guests. The moment his eyes met mine, his smile vanished. The color drained from his face. "Liam," he whispered. Vanessa frowned. "You two know each other?" Richard swallowed hard. "Why, yeah, we've met." The tension rippled through the air. People noticed. The music seemed to fade. I could feel Vanessa's confusion turning into irritation. "Where?" she demanded. Richard didn't answer. But I did. "Last year," I said calmly. "In the courtroom, when I testified against your company for fraud." A collective gasp filled the hall. Murmurs spread like fire. Richard's jaw clenched. Vanessa's perfect smile cracked. It turned out karma had excellent timing. A year earlier, I had been contracted to restore vintage vehicles for a client's museum, a project financed by Richard Hartman's company. During the work, I found falsified import papers and illegal transfers hidden in the company's files. I quietly reported it. I never imagined it would be him. Richard lost millions in fines, but the identity of the whistleblower was sealed by court order. Until now. Vanessa stared at him, trembling. "What is he talking about?" Richard finally snapped. "He's the reason I lost half my assets. He ruined me." Silence. I stepped forward, voice steady. "No, Richard. You ruined yourself. I just told the truth." The guests stood frozen, watching the cracks spread through the couple's perfect facade. Then Vanessa's shriek broke the silence, a mix of rage and fear. You invited him here, didn't you?" Richard turned to her, eyes cold. "No, you did." It was chaos now, whispers, judgment, flashes from cameras. The woman who mocked my simplicity was now the center of a scandal she couldn't buy her way out of. I turned to leave. My purpose was never revenge, it was closure. But before I reached the door, I heard Vanessa's voice again, trembling, broken. "Wait. Liam," she called softly. "Was this all your plan? To humiliate me?" I stopped. "Look back." "No," I said quietly. "You did that yourself. I just showed up." And then I left. Past the silk curtains, the chandeliers, the murmurs of people who suddenly remembered that truth can't be buried under luxury. Outside, the cool evening breeze hit my face. The city lights shimmered below the hill. I took a deep breath, the kind that feels like freedom. Later, I heard the news. The wedding was canceled. Richard's investors pulled out. Vanessa's social media empire crumbled overnight. For once, reality had caught up with illusion. Meanwhile, my small garage had become a thriving auto design studio. Word spread that the honest mechanic had integrity money couldn't buy. Funny how life comes full circle. Sometimes life will humiliate you publicly just so it can honor you privately later. You don't have to chase revenge. Truth has perfect timing. The people who mock your simplicity today may one day choke on their own arrogance. Because integrity is silent, but it never loses. If you've ever been underestimated, betrayed, or mocked for living an honest life, remember this: stay patient. Let your success speak where words once failed. Sparkle's moral: never measure your worth by someone else's wealth. True strength lies in character, not currency. Clapperboard, if this story touched you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your one click might remind someone that dignity always wins, even when